As an architect working on a project in a quaint little town, I decided to rent a house close to the area. This particular house was situated near a dense forest and had very few occupants. It was a 2-story house, and I opted to rent the ground floor. Interestingly, the owner warned me against venturing up to the second floor, revealing that he possessed a fascinating collection of ancient swords and other artifacts. Despite the owner's warning, my curiosity about the second floor of the house grew with each passing day. The allure of the mysterious collection of ancient swords and artifacts was too strong to resist. As an architect, I had always been fascinated by history and the stories behind ancient relics. I couldn't help but wonder what treasures lay hidden on the upper level of the house. It was a month later when the first peculiar incident occurred. It was around 7 p.m. in the evening, and I was peacefully asleep. Suddenly, I jolted awake, startled by a sensation near my legs. It felt as though a hairy leg was standing right beside me, so close that I could feel its presence. The strangest part was that I was the only one in the room, all alone. Fear gripped me, and I couldn't bring myself to open my eyes. Instead, I started praying fervently, hoping for some sort of protection. Miraculously, I began to sense that the leg was slowly moving away from me, providing some relief from the terror that had consumed me. As the leg retreated, I mustered the courage to open my eyes, only to find an empty room bathed in the soft glow of the moonlight. Confusion washed over me as I tried to make sense of what had just transpired. Was it all just a vivid dream, or had something truly inexplicable occurred? A chill ran down my spine, and a sense of foreboding settled in the pit of my stomach. Who or what was this mysterious presence lurking outside my window? Questions swirled in my mind, but before I could gather my thoughts, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving behind an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. In the middle of the night, around 3 a.m., the second strange event occurred. Filled with fear, I decided to sleep in the living room instead of my bed, so I could quickly leave the house if anything unusual happened. As I lay there, almost falling asleep, I heard a strange noise. It sounded like a ball rolling down the stairs from the second floor. Tick, tick, tick. I quickly grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight to investigate where the sound was coming from. To my surprise, I found a marble rolling down the stairs and stopping near me. Just as I was trying to understand what was happening, another marble rolled down the stairs, following the same path as the first one. I carefully picked up the marbles and noticed that they looked very old. Without hesitation, I put them in a drawer, confused by the fact that these strange events had happened for 3 nights in a row. The unsettling events of the first night, marked by the mysterious knocking on my bedroom door, were surpassed by the marbles rolling down the stairs, causing my anxiety to escalate. The hairs on my neck stood on end as I contemplated the significance of these eerie happenings. Seated in the dimly lit living room, my mind raced with inquiries. Who or what could be responsible for these peculiar occurrences? As I held the marbles, a sudden realization struck me. These marbles were not just ordinary toys. They were relics of a forgotten childhood, a remnant of someone's past. But whose? And why were they suddenly making their presence known in the house? During the late hours of the night, the third occurrence happened. I was sitting in the living room on the ground floor, completely absorbed in watching TV. Suddenly, I began to hear what sounded like footsteps coming from the second floor. This was puzzling, because I was certain that I was the only person in the rented house. The sound of someone walking persisted, and then, out of nowhere, I heard the distinct noise of someone running and a table being moved. Additionally, there was a constant sound of a ball dropping on the second floor. These sporadic incidents started to fill me with fear and made it difficult for me to fall asleep. Every night, as I sat there in the living room, the eerie sounds from above would echo through the house, sending shivers down my spine. I would strain my ears, trying to make sense of what was happening, but it seemed like an invisible presence was haunting the upper floor. As the days turned into weeks, the unsettling situation took a toll on my well-being. I became sleep-deprived, unable to find solace in the night. I would stay up late, hoping to catch a glimpse of the source of these disturbances, but all I could hear were the unexplained noises that seemed to grow louder and more frequent with each passing night. The lack of sleep affected my daily life as well. I would drag myself out of bed in the morning, exhausted and dreading the long day ahead. Concentration at work became a struggle, and my productivity suffered. I knew I couldn't continue living like this, but I was determined to find an explanation before giving up on the house. Desperate for answers, I decided to approach the owner of the house. I mustered up the courage to ask about the strange occurrences, wondering if they were aware of any paranormal activity, or if they were perhaps collecting any ancient artifacts that could be causing the disturbances at night. However, to my disappointment, the owner did not provide a satisfactory answer. They brushed off my concerns, claiming ignorance, and assuring me that the house was perfectly normal. With no resolution in sight, I made the difficult decision to move out of the house. The constant fear and sleep deprivation had taken a toll on my mental and physical health, and I couldn't bear to spend another night in that unsettling environment. I packed my belongings, bid farewell to the haunted house, and never looked back. To this day, I still wonder about the true nature of those unexplained sounds. Was it a ghostly presence? Or perhaps. We appreciate your viewership and hope you enjoyed today's video. To stay updated with similar content, we encourage you to subscribe and activate the notification bell. If you have any personal experiences related to the video, we would love to hear from you. Join us on this thrilling journey as we delve into the world of horror stories.